turn up. Traditionally at these meetings, Caroline gives a very short presentation. It's a bit of an icebreaker. It tells you one or two of the things that the Kennel Club's engaged in at the moment. But I don't think we're going to have any problems with questions tonight because we've got a long list of them and I'll deal with those later. But before we do anything else, I'm going to invite Caroline to just give you a short presentation and then we'll return to the table with the panel and we'll get started. So with that, Caroline, would you like to go ahead?
So I'm just going to start by seeing if I can make this thing work. Okay? Yeah, okay. We'll do it the manual way. Okay, I'm really just going to run through the main things that we're working on or that are happening at the moment to the Kennel Club. And the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about is the Assured Breeder Scheme. I make no apology for that, for making it first, because it is so fundamental to where we're going now and what we're doing. For all of us to ensure that we breed healthy pedigree dogs and that we avoid the criticism that we may have endured in the past. So this year we achieved UCAS accreditation for the scheme. We have a lot of members now who are being inspected and we have a new fee structure as a result of those inspections because clearly there is a lot of expense that's involved in undertaking those inspections. We now have 6 full-time inspectors, paid full-time inspectors, and another 18 volunteers. And the volunteers obviously undertake rather fewer inspections because they are volunteers, it's not their full-time paid job, than the full-timers. So the full-timers are running about the place doing as many inspections as they can in a week, and the volunteers undertake those that they can fit in with the rest of their schedule. So I'm sure that the cost of inspections and so on, the cost of the fees may well come up this evening, but as I say, we make no apology for the fact that we've had to increase the fees in order to cover the enormous costs of running what is a very important scheme for dog breeders as a whole. On the health front, many of you in different breeds will be aware of Breed Watch because it applies to a lot of different breeds. It's not just about what we used to call the high-profile breeds, it's about lots of different breeds. My own breed, the Siberian Husky, has a Breed Watch point. It's about weight, being overweight or underweight. And so we highlight the Breed Watch now to all judges before they judge, and we undertake various education days and programs to make sure that judges really take on board all of the points that we really do need them to look out for in those breeds that have Breed Watch points. We will, over time, we change the categories of breeds. So the Frenchie and very recently the Clumber has come off Category 3, moved to Category 2. Category 3 is what was the high-profile breeds, those breeds that had to have a veterinary inspection at shows before they had their their best of breed or their champion status confirmed. So the Clumber and the Frenchie no longer have that, but they do have to be reported back by every judge as to what they're seeing within the breed, what's happening within the breed. And that's true of all of those Category 3 breeds as well. We also undertake various symposia for breeders, for our breed health coordinators as well. I'm sure many of you have attended those seminars and symposia. They're always very well received. Again, they cost us a lot of money, but they're really worthwhile for everybody because so many people learn so much, including us, from what we lay on those days. Genetics Centre and Cancer Centre at the Animal Health Trust, both, again, fundamental to what we're doing. The Genetics Centre in particular is where they are producing DNA tests which will allow you as breeders to check for problems in your stud dogs and brood bitches before you breed, if there's a test available, and obviously the number of tests is increasing all the time. The Cancer Centre, we're hoping that there will be some links that we can find between the genetics of the dog and cancer problems within the dog. So the fact that they're both at the Animal Health Trust, the fact that they're both in many ways funded by the Kennel Club, either by the charitable trust or by the Kennel Club itself, again is very fundamental in making sure that we move breed health forward. BARC and the CGE, I apologise for the initials there, but BARC is actually an online system whereby scientists can find out what samples are available to them, not necessarily at the Kennel Club. This is so that they can move forward with health issues, so they might know that a genetics centre or a tissue lab in the United States has samples available that they can make use of in the UK. And that's been put together by the Kennel Club in order to help forward dog health. The CGE, that is the Canine Genetics, what does the E stand for, Mike? I can't remember. Anyway, it's an online genetics journal which has just recently been launched. We're encouraging scientists to put forward papers that will help all of us actually to understand genetics problems. So although the papers are being written by scientists, they also have to write an extensive lay version so that you and I can all understand what they're going on about as well. It's all online, all free of charge, available to everybody to look at and to read. Epidemiology. Thank you, Steve. I should have known the vet would know. I should have asked you, Mike. Sorry. I didn't know either. Yeah. And we are increasingly working with the veterinary profession to improve our links, to improve the way that they promote pedigree dogs, that they promote the Assured Breeder Scheme, to make sure they understand all of the things that we are doing within the genetics area. Much of this has been enabled by Steve, currently being our chairman as well. Steve goes out and talks to the veterinary students, to the universities. We also have numerous veterinary students that we pay their expenses to come to Crufts, so that they can find out what it means to be a dog breeder, because to most of them actually it's an alien world, many of them. My KC, has anybody LinkedIn got My KC? Are you members of My? Yeah, great stuff. All definitely worth a look, because it will give you lots of interesting information about your own dogs. In addition, it's a great resource for your puppy buyers as well. If they've got registered dogs, they can find out lots of things that we're doing, that you're doing. Just a very helpful online tool for you. And again, all free. And the number of functions and the availability of deals and discounts and so on will grow over time. Registrations. The number of online registrations is increasing all the time. I think it stands about 70% at the moment. So more and more people are taking advantage of the online registration service, and also for transfers as well, because those can all be done online already. Find a puppy, find a rescue, find a dog club. All of them are available online now. They're all things that we can use and that our puppy buyers can take advantage of as well. Very easy resources to get hold of now. Education and training. I've talked about training seminars already, but the KCAI, the Kennel Club Accredited Instructors Scheme, growing constantly. Lots of different courses now available, and more will become available as well. We're hoping to start training commercial dog walkers, so that they walk responsibly and don't just go off into the park and make a nuisance of themselves. But then the standard things like the ordinary dog trainer, to make sure that they can train trainers, but also people like good citizen instructors and so on, to make sure we have one standard that people are working to. The Good Citizen Dog Scheme, I'm sure you're all aware of that, but it's growing all the time. We're using it to try to give people credibility. For instance, with some of the hotel chains, maybe if your dog has passed Good Citizen, they'll allow the dog into a hotel where they might not have done otherwise. Puppy socialisation plan, if you're an assured breeder, you've probably read about it. It's very definitely something that you can use if you wish to and not if you don't want to. But again, an online tool that will help your puppy buyers to socialise their puppies properly. Puppy Puppy Awareness Week just passed, all about making sure that people buy from the right person and not from a puppy farmer. It's all linked in with Mark Abraham, who you may or may not be aware of, but he's a TV vet, if you like, but he runs a great puppy awareness day in London each year. Again, just all about educating people and making sure that people buy from the right breeder. Breed rescue, I'm sure many of you will be involved with breed rescue, but to us, again, it's very fundamental. We're about more than just puppies, we're about rescue dogs as well. Some fantastic work that's undertaken by Kennel Club Breed Rescues, and we now run an annual seminar for breed rescue as well, and I think many people that attend it have really enjoyed it and gained from it. And Bark and Read, I've put that up there. Does anybody know what Bark and Read is? No, blank faces. Yeah, well done. It's encouraging children to read by getting them to read to a dog. So people take dogs into schools, and it is the most fantastically effective way of getting a shy child to read, because they'll read to the dog because the dog will not criticise. So they'll read aloud to the dog. And a wonderful story about this, just slight sideline. A lady who has one of these reading dogs, who took her dog to the same school every week, and different kids came and read to the dog. One little boy kept reading the same book, and eventually she asked one of the teachers why he wouldn't move on to a different book, and they said, well, we just can't get him to change, he's fixed on this book. So she said, whatever the dog's name was, is bored of this book now. Could you possibly change it? He said, oh yeah, of course, won't change the book. You do it for the dog, but not for the teachers. Events, I won't go through all of these because you're all well aware of Crafts Discover Dogs, but we also attend both the London and Manchester pet shows. Type of Discover Dogs events, we do a smaller version of Discover Dogs at those events. The Agility Festival, very much an agility orientated event, obviously, but massive. 16 rings, 2,500 dogs, a really great event. Obedience Field Trials, Heel Work to Music Rally and Canicross. If you haven't heard of them and you want to get involved, please do speak to us. But they are all of the things that we promote and that we're very keen to ensure that new owners in particular get involved with, because some of these things won't last forever. Obedience in particular does need more people coming into it, and the great way through is from Good Citizen, because people, once they first start getting involved in just local dog training, will move on if they're encouraged. Microchipping. I put this in here because it's very topical at the moment. It will become compulsory in 2016 in England. Scotland haven't decided. Wales, it becomes compulsory next year, and Ireland it is already, it's compulsory in the south, but in the north it will become compulsory at the same time. South, is that right? No, the south it's already.
Okay.
Yeah.
They already have one.
Yeah. So lots and lots and lots of people have cottoned on to this fact and are having their dogs microchipped now. Petlog, which is our microchip database, is actually doing around 70 to 75,000 new microchip records every month at the moment. So it is very, very busy, but well worth getting in ahead, because obviously the more we have at the last minute, the more difficult it is for us to keep pace with it all. And we've been offering free microchip scanners both to local authorities to encourage them to get involved, and also to breed rescue. So if Kennel Club breed rescue organisations don't have their own scanner, we are very happy to provide one for nothing. Clarges Street, I thought I'd just throw this in because we're in the middle of a building site. We have no buildings around us. The building sits on its own now. It's very noisy, dusty, so just great fun at the minute. But they are knocking down all of the buildings around us. Eventually they'll build a new building for the Kennel Club, and we will move down the street, in theory, this time next year. Otherwise, the money that came to us as part of that deal to move, to get out of the way of the builders, in other words, is we are looking at the possibility, the committee's looking at the possibility of buying our own building in Aylesbury, which is where all the registrations are done, because at the moment we rent there. So obviously there's an opportunity to invest, and also they are looking at various venues as possible alternatives. I mean, we have Stoneleigh obviously, which is a great venue for everybody, but we're looking at other places where, or other possibilities where other events, field trials, agility and so on, could be held. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Caroline.